Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast.
How are you, my friend?
I'm well. I'm going to make a joke about black people being late.
Good to see you.
How you doing, man?
Good, man. I know you don't remember, but we chatted way back on Warped, I believe, in Virginia Beach a long time ago.
Yeah. I'm going to make a joke about rock stars not remembering shit.
Well, cool,
How
man.
you doing?
Good. I'm doing well. I just saw you guys recently here in Virginia Beach with Norma Jean.
Let's go. VAR Beach, man.
Yeah.
757.
Yes, it was a good show. Nice. You had a good
Thank
tour?
Thank you very much.
Was that a good run?
Oh, fantastic, actually. Fantastic run. Fantastic. We love those guys. I'm a big fan of those dudes.
Yeah, me too.
And that show in particular was special because I stayed, dude. I mean, I used to literally live
Right. I remember you said that. That was like your
2
hometown,
minutes,
right?
like right across the street from that fucking venue when it was stepping out, or it was like the country two-step place.
It used to be the Jewish Mother too, right?
Yeah, it was the Jewish Mother. That was kind of like 2010, 2013,
Gotcha.
that time. But before that, when I first moved down there, it was about 03 when I moved, or 04 when
Gotcha.
I moved to VAR Beach.
Interesting.
So yeah, so I swear to God, dude, I locked my nephew in a car when I was probably like 20 something, and I think that used to be a Kmart that was right next to it, and my nephew, I locked him in a car like in that parking lot.
Nice.
I had a lot of history in that area.
Well, cool, man. I don't mean to keep it too long. I just got a few questions for you. We'll see where we end up.
Let's rip.
So, Soul Revolution, the acoustic vibes. I love it.
Yes.
Where did the idea come from, and how did it all get rolling?
So on our first record, Narrative, we had this narrative retold where we did a kind of like deluxe version of the record when it first came out, and we threw an acoustic version of Excuse Me up. So that kind of became like a thing, like, oh, let's do alternate versions of our songs, or our focus track, so to speak, when we put out music. So it's just become part of our history as a band. So it was like the only natural that we were going to do it. We just wanted to know, we just didn't know what songs we were going to do.
Right.
And we, kind of like meticulously kind of combed over the record a little bit and whatever vibe. And hence the reason why acoustic vibes, because we had already planned in our mind that we were going to be doing some of these things. And when we write music, we're like, oh, that would sound so dope as another version, So
Right.
that's where the idea of like, these are the acoustic vibes.
Okay. So, Be Free then is the video I was watching again a couple times today.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Because that's powerful, right?
Yeah, man. Thank you very much. We are in a very different part of our career right now. Coming through COVID, and right before COVID, man, and I'm going to be brutally honest with you and just keep it 100, man. We were in this kind of ascension, dude, and all these great things were happening for us. We were doing all these wicked tours. We were on the tip of everyone's tongue, So
Right.
all the things that you'd want to happen in a burgeoning career as a musician were happening for us, and we were just, yo, this is it. And that song, Be Free, the original version, we had written right at the back end of COVID. I had just had a kid. I was in this kind of like, what are we going to do? All these good things were happening. And then bang, COVID happens and it all stops,
Right.
And then you tend to think to yourself, like, where am I going to go from here? But that song really meant a lot to us. And it meant a lot to show our fans and people that were still supporting the band, and those people that were kind of becoming part of this family that we have of fans. We wanted to show them love. And a song like Be Free, I wanted to show them that although I was in a place where I was weird and in the way I was thinking in my head, I wanted to show them that they gave us strength and that we feed off their energy, and that we're not just some band that's like, yo, look at us, we're fire from the gods,
Right.
But we're the people's band, And we
So
want to
you can
show
also
the
flip that too, right? Because the video to me seems like your fans are feeding off of you as well.
Greetings from Evergreen Podcasts. We're rolling out a listener survey and we want to hear from you. The information in the survey will help us gather statistics and in turn make our shows more appealing to advertisers. I know most people don't like ads, but this is one of the only ways our shows make money and help keep their lights on. We promise it will only take a few minutes, but the impact on our podcasts will be tremendous. As a token of our appreciation, we'll randomly select one lucky participant each month to win an exclusive merchandise package from Evergreen Podcasts. Head to evergreenpodcast.com/listenersurvey to help a show and possibly get some free stuff for doing so. We can't thank you enough for the support. Now back to the show.
1,000%.
Right?
Yeah. It's in us we trust.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. And your message, I mean, breathe and be free is like the perfect motto or mantra for, I guess, the times we're living in, anything post-pandemic, right? Exactly.
You just got to let it go and be free. And that's basically it, man. You see, like all the people with tattoos on their bodies for fire from the gods, it's a surreal thing. And I hate to say that. And I know a lot of people are like, yo, dude, my career, it's all surreal. And it sounds cliche, but it really is, man. Like the fact that me, just this kid from New York who dreams of being a rock star, dreams of being on stage, have people that support me like that. And it was awesome. So I really wanted to give that back.
So getting back to that then, do you feel a sort of responsibility to your fans to deliver a message? Or is that not really something you can consider yourself?
A lot of people, they go, do you feel that in your position as a musician, you're supposed to speak up about issues, or you're supposed to say certain things, or you're supposed to have a message of intent in that way behind your lyrics? I don't feel it's a responsibility, because music is art, and art is fully interpretive, and however you want to express yourself through your art, you're allowed to do that.
Sure.
In my personal opinion. But I feel that what I've been through in life and the things that I've experienced, I want to share those experiences with people, because I know people are going through the same shit, and it's never been easy for me, and life isn't easy. Right. And I know when people are going through shit, they want to hear someone that they can relate to, especially when they're listening to music. It's supposed to be freeing. It's supposed to allow you to have a safe space to express yourself. So that message of In Us We Trust is really about that. Like, express yourself. We're the people's band. We know what you're going through, and I want to talk about it.
So along those same lines then, how does it make you feel? Because I'm sure you've got many, many, many stories of people coming up to you at a show or in an email or a text message saying, dude, you changed my life, or you saved me. You've gotten those before, right? All
the time. And when it first started happening, I was like, whatever. But it happens now on a regular basis, and people share their personal experiences, and they're not afraid to do that. And I'm very accepting of it. And I'm at an age where I'm not, go away. This is not what I'm about. My music's about that. Right. So I got to expect that. And that comes with the responsibility. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be Spider-Man over here, but, with great, great power comes great responsibility. And I feel that music is powerful. And our music, I think, is especially powerful because I talk about these real issues. I talk about a real, it comes from a real place. And when you come from a real place, you have power, because there's power in truth, and there's power in my truth.
Do you ever feel like you've put too much of yourself into a song? Like, oh shit, I'm too vulnerable here?
Yes, all the time. And especially with like Be Free, because people go, I don't want to hear, something like when we first came out, people were like, yo, you're a political band and all that. And it's like, no, not specifically. We're just really about social issues, and speaking about and talking about social issues. I'm never going to shy away from. So sometimes I kind of thought like maybe I'm being a little bit too open about certain things. Maybe I'm being a little bit too on the nose about what's happening or how I'm feeling. But you know what? Again, there's power in truth. And there are 8 billion people in this world. And of those 8 billion people, there's got to be a few million or so that understand what I'm saying and feel exactly like me.
And
so I'm going to talk to them.
I think music, especially on the fringe sort of stuff, has always done that, right? Because you had the 60s, the counter revolution and that sort of stuff. And you had the 70s, you know, with the anti-war stuff. And so I think it's always sort of been there on the fringes. So you're not really reinventing the wheel. You're just bringing today's issues to light.
Exactly. We've never, and I say that all the time, man. Like, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel, you know, and I'm not trying to save the world.
Right.
You know, but what I am saying is that my truth that I'm putting down on paper, my pen to paper, is going to affect someone that is going to affect change.
Right.
Like the song right now of ours that's super popular, you know, it talks about these things, and that came from, again, a very real place. And I know, again, we're not going to see a world, this utopian society, egalitarian society of no violence, and everyone's just going to live their life and be acceptable, and inclusion's going to be the way to go. No, I know I'm not going to see that in my lifetime. We have to be real about these things, but I'm going to influence the person that's going to affect change. And you know what? You got to start somewhere. And if it starts with me and my lyrics and my music, let it start with me.
Right. And it's also
let me be part of that conversation.
Right. And you say you're speaking from truth, which is totally true, but you're also speaking from experience, right? Which gives that truth the extra credibility, I guess, is the lack of word, right?
Exactly. It's like street cred, right? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out there that talk a big game. You know, there's a lot of bands out there that want to make a statement and want to say this and want to say that. But you know what? They're out there to sell records. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I mean, you know, I get that. And not everybody
change lives.
Right. And not everybody is. You need music. I think, like you said, art. There's art for looking at and saying, wow, that's just beautiful and it keeps me in the moment. And then there's art that makes you think, right? So it's sort of the same thing.
Exactly.
Not everybody's going to address the political issues.
I'm not just here for the pretty pictures, bro.
Right. No. I get it. I'm just saying, you know, there are other people that are doing stuff that they're not trying to bring light to it. And there's
100%.
And there's room for all of it, I think.
There's time to smell the roses and look at the pretty pictures, but life ain't pretty, bro. It's brutal.
No Especially nowadays, right?
Yeah.
I do like that you said brutal, by the way. Yes, that was great. So what do you guys got going on next? Are you hitting the road? Are you on the road?
Just a couple festivals, man. We got Incarceration, which is a makeup date. We were scheduled to play, and the weather does its thing, and with festivals they've got to abide by the rules and look out for everyone's safety. So we missed our set, but thankfully the people over Women, Danny Women Presents and that whole camp really love Fire from the Gods and big supporters. So we're coming back. And then we got Aftershock in October. And I'm more than certain that we're going to start working new music soon. So we're kind of filling up the calendar. We're just trying to come back and have a nice follow-up to Soul Revolution.
How difficult was it to get back out on the road after that break?
We were so eager that we took the first thing that came our way, but blessings enough, it was a corn tour. So I wasn't going to say no to that.
Right. But mentally, was it tough? I know physically it was probably tough because you hadn't been doing it, but mentally was it tough?
Yeah, physically, of course. Yeah. But you know what? We were like, again, the excitement, we were like, yo, let's go. Okay. I was sick of being home. And we just really were so eager to get a follow-up to American Sun, because American Sun was just this big record for us.
Right.
We were like, let's go. Let's get back out there. Let's interact. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't one of those, like, I don't give a shit about quarantine rules or any of that kind of bullshit.
Right.
I was about that, like, I want to get to work.
Right.
And I want to see the people, man. I love that. It's healing for me.
It's healing for everyone, right? Because I think, I think, I go to shows. I'm not a musician, really. I'm a hack, but I go to shows and it's therapeutic and it's super cathartic, right? I mean, you're there.
1,000%. I need that shit, dude. I need it.
You need your friends. I need to breathe. You miss the guy at the bar that I don't even know some of these people's names, but you see them every time at the club, and you drink beer with them and bang your head or do whatever, and you miss that whole thing.
Exactly.
So so that's cool. So are you one of those bands that's always writing music? or do you like set aside time?
Yeah, we're always kind of like, I'm always in this creative mode. I'm like, my friend the other day was asking me, he was like, why are you always grabbing your phone and talking to your phone? Like I'm always like this, because I'm always taking a voice note, or I'm coming up with a beat in my head, and so I'm always creating, man. And then once we get into the studio, it comes together quite nicely, and we're able to craft these things because we do work on it over time. We used to be super impulsive, and we're like, yo, let's go in there and write 10-minute songs.
Right.
You get 10-minute songs, you get 10-minute results.
Right. Do you think about not, and don't take this the wrong way, but not writing the previous record, like intentionally doing something new and different or evolving? I mean, I know you can't go outside of Fire from the Gods, right? Because that's your wheelhouse.
Right.
But you don't want to necessarily write Soul Revolution again, or
Right. It's weird with Fire because, again, keeping it 100, we're still really finding our voice. We are so eclectic, for a better way of lack of a better way to put it, but we're still finding what is it that people really like about our sound. Not specifically about the message, because we know people fuck with the message.
Right.
That's a given. But what is it about our sound? Because we're all over the place. We can do it all, and so we.
Can I answer that for you?
It just changes.
I give you my opinion. What I love about it is the melding of the hip hop and the electronic and the metalcore and that whole thing. Yes. It's fresh and it's different. I mean, I'm a metalhead, dyed and true, but I also appreciate something a little bit more, outside of the box.
That's what I want to hear, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I am, I love knuckle dragging hardcore. Like that's my shit. That's where I come from. Like there ain't much be going on between here and there when I'm writing, or because I did a lot of that.
Right.
But I really also wanted to do that. I wanted to be a bit more clever and a bit more tongue in cheek with how we did things, and not be ashamed of it, and let people be like, yo, yeah, we're gonna put in some reggae here, we're gonna put in some hip hop here, we're gonna put in some metalcore here, and however we find that balance, we're gonna keep working at it.
Do you ever find yourself like leaning more towards one way or the other and thinking it's too much, or do you just let the songs come out as they come out?
I'll tell you this. I hope this kind of explains it, because I think it's funny. I hated Excuse Me. I did not like Excuse Me.
Okay.
I didn't want that to be the first song that we led with as far as like our coming out. I was like, no. I wanted it to be one of the more metalcore, brutal songs, because I was in this, like, again, I want to put out this side of me. I want people to know that, yes, that kid's a fucking metalhead and he can do that, but that song became the one. And, from then on, it was like, don't be ashamed. And a lot of it was because it was like, I wasn't really rapping. And again, I'm not a rapper.
Right.
I'm a metalhead that can rap. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I never wanted it to be like portrayed as a hip hop kind of dude, but I love hip hop. I love rap. I was raised on it. I was raised in the streets anyway. So, it wasn't like I was too far off, but I was like, nah, man, I wanted to be somewhat like this Kill Switch meets Rage Against the Machine thing. And I wanted more Kill Switch than I wanted Rage Against the Machine. But we kind of like, those notions went out the window immediately once people started to kind of pick up on what we were about. And I was like, you know what? Don't be ashamed of those things. Lean into who you are and be real about it. And so, then
it just comes out.
It just comes out.
And probably, I think fans connect with the more honesty and the more authentic stuff, right? Because you're not 100%. Forcing it and saying, I'm just a death metal guy or whatever. I'm just a rapper.
Exactly, man.
It's authentic.
Exactly. Exactly. You got to be, like 311, but you got to keep it original, homie. You got to keep it original.
Right.
That's the only way to live, man. And for so long, I've tried to be so many different things. And I worked at so many different careers in my life. And, but this has only been the real true form. This has been my true form, and it's been consistent.
And you're one of the lucky ones who find that, right? Because there are people who go their whole lives and don't find that.
Never find purpose, right? And then now I'm like waking up and I'm like, this is how I got to do this thing.
Right.
This life.
So you must wake up every morning being like, thank the gods above the fire.
Exactly. Thank the universe for helping me find my path. You know what I'm saying? And to quote myself, I'm learning to live in a world so cold,
Yeah. That's beautiful. So that's all I had, really. I appreciate you taking the time. It's been a pleasure.
100, man. Thank you so much.
Did I miss anything you wanted to cover? I know we talked very little about Soul Revolution, but I kind of like just meandering and seeing where we go.
Yeah, no, bro. The thing is, man, I just want people to hear my voice and hear a voice of someone that relates with them. You know what I'm saying? And understand that Fire from the Gods, we're real dudes. We're not about the mask and the facade. Right. There's nothing to hide here, bro.
And I think you'll see that, speaking from experience, I've seen a few times on both at Warped and at the Norma show. I think it comes across very well, especially in the live setting.
Thank you, bro. Thank you very much.
Like, I'll go back to the, authentic and honest thing, and I think people pick up on it for sure.
Gotta stay true, right, bro.
Awesome. Hey, it's been a pleasure talking to you, man. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you, bro. And you know what? We actually shot a video for our hot sauce. So like if you're a foodie,
yeah,
From the Gods' hot sauce is out there, brother.
All right, cool. And people, if they're listening, they want to get it at their website?
Yeah, you go online to firefromthegods.com. It's all there in our merch store.
Awesome. Be well, AJ. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you very much, brother.
Pleasure talking to you. Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much.
Cheers,
man.
my friend.
Thanks for having me,
all
bro.
Right, bye.
Peace.
Recording stopped.
Hello out there. Yes, hello out there, everyone. I'm Hal Schwartz.
And I'm Flynn McLean. Together we host None But the Brave, a podcast dedicated to the music and career of Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce and E Street Band are on tour right now for the first time in 6 years, and we're taking a detailed look at what's happening on stage in our bi-weekly episodes.
We've also been recently joined by some very exciting guests, including rock journalist Warren Zanes and Stephen Hayden, Backstreet's Magazine founder Charles Cross, and Barstool's Kirk Minahan.
If you're a diehard Springsteen fan, this is the show for you.
So please subscribe to None But the Brave on your favorite podcasting platform, and we hope to see you further on up the road.
Thank you so much. We'll be seeing you.